Welcome to the Harmony Channel. I'm Jason Whitlock, your host. Thank you for joining me. Happy Monday to you and yours. I'm joined today by Shamika Michelle and Dre Baldwin. We want to start by talking about last night's Grammy Awards, guys. It appears Trevor Noah, the former comedian, made the mistake of cracking a joke at Nicki Minaj's expense, and that has sent Nicki Minaj into a Twitter storm, an X storm. She has been snapping all last night. One tweet: Trevor refuses to come out of the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend allegedly. Holy cow, that's a heater. Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. And then, let's see, we got another one here. Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. Uh, she has exploded, and I didn't include the shot she took at Jay-Z. Shamika, when I saw this, I immediately thought of you. Did you watch the Grammys, and what do you think of Nicki's response here?
Yes, I did have the Grammys on, and I'm glad she actually fired back because I thought Trevor Noah was just not funny. He's never been funny to me. I think it's comical that you called him an ex former comedian. He's not a comedian now, and I don't think he ever was then. It was just pitiful, but it really shows you, along with how the gay man came out about him, out about Nicki, Billy Porter, how they just want to keep you pigeonholed to the Democrat Party. And anytime they feel like you've stepped away, then they want to ridicule and shame you. As someone who has seen a little bit of Nicki Minaj's career over the years, it's very telling that now they have an issue with her being fully clothed and supporting Donald Trump more than they did when she was naked and just saying all types of foolishness. It speaks volumes about the black community in general and about those who are so-called elite or in charge. Now all of a sudden they want to bring Nicki Minaj down because of her allegiance to Donald Trump. It says a lot. So I'm glad that she actually fired back when I saw what was happening and saw her coming after Jay-Z as she has been for some time now. I have to say, I really believe the allegations that he likes young women. I think I told you, Jason, about how I was in a singing group when I was at A&T. We performed with him. I think at the time he was with Original Flavor. This was like 93, so it was well before his Reasonable Doubt album dropped. And he was trying to get one of my friends to go with him to the hotel. I was 18. He was well in his 20s. And so this was what he liked. So just from my own experience, I know that he liked younger women. So I'm not surprised when I hear that. And I think there's something to it. And I think it needs to be investigated. But just from my own experience, I know that that's a fact.
What do we make of the Trevor Noah gay allegations? Is this something I'm out of the loop on that's been out there? And does it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I never heard it, but I'm not surprised. Like he doesn't really strike me as this masculine man, so I'm not surprised at all.
Dre, what's your thoughts here? How should Nicki Minaj's meltdown? Good thing, bad thing, expected thing? What do you think?
Well, the principle to keep in mind here, Jason, is this is what happens when you step out of line on the political left. So Nicki Minaj was on the left, and the Grammys is made for people on the left. She was outside of the party last night, and Trevor Noah pointed it out specifically because she stood next to Donald Trump. She went to the TPUSA event. She's come out clearly on the conservative side and attacking the Democrats. So what Trevor Noah did as the host of the show, he used comedy as a cover up for what really is gatekeeping. It's really just making sure everybody understands, hey, if you step out of line here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make fun of you. We're all sitting here at the cool table. You're not at the cool table. We're going to make sure the whole world knows that you're not at the cool table because you did something that you weren't supposed to do. So the jokes that Trevor Noah made about Nicki Minaj was not really about Nicki Minaj. It was about letting everybody else know, if you step out of line, we're going to do the same thing to you. They did it to Kanye West. They're doing it to Nicki, and they'll do it to anybody else who was at the table who decides to step away from the table. And as far as Nicki Minaj and her dissing of Jay-Z, well, she's going through a contractual issue, a business issue with Jay-Z. Jay-Z has the authority. Jay-Z has the power. You don't hear Jay-Z saying anything, but Nicki is right now, she's leaking a lot of frustration and energy through her social media because that's all she has. Because if she could just get done what she wants to get done, she wouldn't have to say any of this. But right now, she stood with Trump. She stood with the conservatives, and she has an issue with someone who is clearly on the left, Jay-Z. She can't get her business things done because of it. So she really has no other recourse. So this is the only thing she has left.
Kanye somewhat survived his split with the music industry and his war with the mainstream. Is Nicki Minaj talented enough? Does she have enough things going on that she can survive this type of feud and war, Dre?
I don't know. The thing is, Kanye had a lot of other things going besides music. He had his fashion brand. He was heavy in the fashion industry and had established himself there. And he also was connected with other people who were doing a lot of things in the fashion industry to where he could survive. On top of the fact, Jason, that Kanye West was self-contained even in music. Kanye produced his own records. He could make an entire track from zero to finished. Nicki Minaj doesn't quite have that talent. She's the artist who can come on and rap on the song or sing on the song, but she still needs other people who can do the other pieces. And if you alienate everybody else in the industry, quote unquote, everybody else in the industry, you may not be able to do things the way you were before. So I don't think she quite has the toolbox that Kanye West has. Now, if she has other things going on that I don't know about, we'll see. But Kanye obviously had a lot more tools for himself outside of just rapping as compared to Nicki Minaj.
Shamika, how big of a talent is Nicki? Can she survive this war?
I think that depends on what you mean by when you say survive. Like, I think she'll be fine financially. I don't know if she will be as big of a star as she was because most of her followers, or as Dre was saying earlier, most of the people in the music industry are on the left. So I'm not sure how much support she will get because she isn't on Kanye's level. But I do think that she will actually be fine. I think she will keep most of her barbs, as she calls them. I think they will continue to be loyal to her. I just don't know what type of music she'll actually put out. But I do think she'll continue to have a name for herself. And I think she'll be fine.
Uh, the Grammys last night, beyond Nicki Minaj, was there anything else that caught you all's attention that you wanted to comment on, Shamika?
I just think all of the praise for Bad Bunny was orchestrated. It was not real. And when he then won Album of the Year, I said, okay, this is just foolishness. They have to make it look this way so they can justify him being the Super Bowl halftime entertainment because who knows this man really? Who knows his music? I just don't think he's at Super Bowl level. So I just feel as if all of this is orchestrated and it's just not real. And so that was my frustration. They constantly praised him the entire show.
Yeah, his command of the English language was a bit worse than I thought, and I was trying to figure out, is this like real or is it? Anyway, I don't know how he's going to. Well, I actually think he's going to perform badly at the Super Bowl halftime in terms of TV ratings. I think most people are going to turn it off. But Dre, did anything else at the Grammys catch your attention?
Well, overall, Jason, the Grammys are no different than Oscars. The whole point of the show is all these people who are generally leaning to the left politically, if they point anything out, they all get together, they have a show, they give each other awards, and they all have a bunch of fans, and the fans are further conditioned. Hey, this is the way we're thinking, this is the way we're talking. Here's what's acceptable. Here's what's not acceptable. So it's really not so much about the awards. It is, but it isn't. The awards are that's just play. That's just the icing on the cake. What it really is about is making sure that everybody in the world who's watching, because these are big stars, knows here's what's okay. Here's what's not okay. Here's what we're believing. Here's what we're not believing. Here's who's excommunicated. Here's what's in right now. That's all it is. Just a confirmation.
I want to move on to something that happened on CNN with Jemele Hill. She attacked Donald Trump over Don Lemon getting arrested. Let's play the clip.
We need to remind ourselves of the racial element of this. There is a reason why I think a reason why Donald Trump not only picked independent journalists, but black journalists in particular. Clearly, we know there's no love lost between Don Lemon and Donald Trump, that he's been very critical of the president. The president they've gone back and forth. But if we go back and undo all the layers of all of this, it was black journalists that were really at the forefront of calling Donald Trump out, from the birtherism movement throughout a lot of the things that they saw early before the rest of the press really picked up on some of the things that concerned a lot of black journalists. Hello, me, who also called out Donald Trump in 2017. And the reason why I think he picked these particular journalists is being independent. You don't have the backing of a CNN. You don't have the backing of a big network. The other part of it, too, is that if you can make them the face of this issue that is happening in Minneapolis, we know that given some of the racial issues that we have in this country, it is likely to have a lot less sympathy because they are journalists, one, and people hate the press, and two, because they're black. And so I do think that that's an important part of this, especially given the president's own language when it comes to anti-DEI and making black people the face of woke, and all that we've heard from this administration. All of this is combined together and meant to drum up a certain sentiment against these journalists so that people are supporting their own rights being eroded because of who they think it's happening to. Even if
she said a lot without saying much there. She's fingernails on the chalkboard for me. Shamika, your reaction to Jemele?
Jason, I'm just so sick of black people going on TV complaining about white people while trying to look white. Clearly, Jemele wants to look like a white woman, and she's making everything about race. It's so frustrating, but I have to be honest and say this is a lot better than when she wears the braids and we can see that she doesn't have any edges. But this is what Jemele Hill does. She's always focused on race. Everything is about race to her. And now this was her perfect opportunity to say, look, I've been coming at Donald Trump since the beginning, and now we know that he's coming after Don Lemon simply because he's black. And, these black journalists, everything is about race with her, and she's just never really honest. I don't take her seriously because that's the place that she lives in. She's always trying to race bait, and it's never just really a genuine, honest conversation. Like, can we talk about why Don Lemon was arrested in the first place? What was the issue that caused him to even be on people's radar to start with? Like, to just say it's because is black is foolishness. And we watched journalists be arrested during January 6th, and nobody on that side had an issue. Now, all of a sudden, Don Lemon is this martyr and he's being celebrated, and it's because he's black. I'm so over it, and I'm just sick of them being so disingenuous.
I really would like to interview that group of white people that were sitting around her and say, how do y'all keep a straight face when she's wearing this wig, she's trying to look like a white woman while talking bad about white people? The lack of self-awareness and to some of it, it's just like, I feel sorry for her that she's so uncomfortable with her own natural features that she's got this. I think it contributes to her delusional hostility towards white people. It's a discomfort with herself.
Absolutely. And I say all the time, Jason, I will continue to say it. No one hates black hair more or natural black hair more than black women. Yet they constantly point the finger at white people or even black men to say, we have to do this because black men won't accept us or white people won't accept us this way. And that's just not the case. They hate themselves so much that they try to alter their appearance to look more white, and that's just what it is. But yet, we're the coons or the Uncle Toms.
Dre, how did her criticism of Donald Trump land with you?
Well, this is just more of the same game. I mean, I thought CNN was supposed to be under this new regime where they were going to be doing more honest conversations. But we know on this show with Abby Phillip, this is what they do. They bring on a couple people from the left, usually black folks. I've seen her, I've seen Bakari Sellers and a few others. They come on the show.
Champion.
Yeah, they come on the show and they say the left thing, and then they get a couple Republicans, usually white men in suits, and they come on there and they go back and forth and they argue. And Jemele Hill is doing what, I mean, she and many others normally do. So they're making it about race. The Don Lemon situation, he got arrested. Getting arrested is not about personal issues. Who is Don Lemon to Donald Trump? Thousands of people have been attacking Donald Trump for 10 years. Why would he decide to go after Don Lemon? Of all the people he could go after, why did he pick him? That's not what happened. Don Lemon got arrested because he decided to put his name and his face, his brand, as the biggest name there going into that church in Minnesota. And he got all the round of applause when it got pulled off. And you get the biggest part of the blame when it comes back on you. Similar to Allen Iverson when he was in that bar brawl before he went to college. He wasn't in the fight, but because he was there, his name got mentioned. Similar to Andrew Tate when the Kanye song played in a Miami club a couple weeks ago. He didn't play the song, but his name got mentioned because he was there. So Don Lemon, you wanted the attention and a round of applause when it goes your way, you're all high and mighty, then you get the penalty when it comes back the other way. So the arrest was procedural. He did something procedurally that he shouldn't have done. Who knows if he's going to end up in jail from it? I doubt it, but you get the arrest. And it's actually probably going to help him in the long run to get more viewers to his YouTube channel or whatever he's doing these days than anything else. But this is all part of the game. The CNN show, what Jemele Hill said was they made it about black people. But as Shamika said, Jemele said nothing about should he have been arrested? Why was he arrested? It's only this is dangerous because it's black people and Trump's going after black people. But obviously it's on CNN, Jason. There's still a very strong audience for that conversation.
The thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking is I actually think there's a chance that Don Lemon could face harsh penalties. And I say that just because the Biden administration established a precedent when they arrested not just Bevelyn Williams, but a group of Bevelyn Williams, black woman, black mother, married to a black man, was part of a group that prayed outside of and blocked an entrance to some Planned Parenthoods. And Bevelyn Williams got sentenced under the FACE Act, same thing that's facing Don Lemon. She got sentenced to 41 months and spent 3 months in prison before Donald Trump got back into office and pardoned her. And I mean, this is the stereotypical black mother, wife, that, good citizen that has her religious faith, and her religious faith called her to stand in front of these Planned Parenthoods and pray, and they put together an argument. She blocked people's interest, and someone's hand got caught in the door, and let's put her in prison for 41 months under the FACE Act. Well, as a Christian, it's I can understand why this woman was doing this. She's against abortion. And she's also a woman that has admitted to, I had 3 abortions before I was a Christian. And that's why I'm so passionate about this issue. But if she can get 41 months, those of us that are Christians should be able to understand, like, oh, Don Lemon and some people ran up in the church and stopped a church service. Well, he can get 41 months. I actually think there's a chance that Don Lemon gets some real time here. Now, again, I wouldn't put a high percentage because this happened in Minnesota. The jury pool's likely to be contaminated. But, Dre, they've set a precedent with Beverly Williams and others that they will put you in prison under this FACE Act. FACE.
Well, you make a good argument. I would just have to see it. I would have to see it happen. I wouldn't bet any money on it, Jason. It being Minnesota. Secondly, it being Don Lemon. He's black. He's on the left. He's also gay. He's checking all the boxes, aside from being a woman, to getting off here. So I would just have to see it happen, but I wouldn't put any money on it happening. If it does happen, it should. I believe it would be justice being served. As they say, no one is above the law, but people seem to forget that when the rabbit has the gun, so to speak. But let's just see how it plays out. I would want to see this actually go to trial and what his argument would be.
Well, it's not quite Jussie Smollett, but remember, Jussie Smollett had to do some days in jail, and that he couldn't believe it. He was another one of these celebrity black gays that thought he was above the law. I'm surprised he didn't. I don't understand why these guys don't celebrate and happy. They're the pick-me's in jail. I'm shocked that they're not excited about it. But Shamika, any chance that Don Lemon gets some time here and gets to be someone's boy toy?
You know, I agree that he should get some time, especially because of what happened to Beverly. But I just don't think he will because, again, he is black, he's gay, he's on the left. This happened in Minnesota. I just feel like there are going to be so many people to come to his rescue that we just won't get to the glory that we're looking for. I was just happy that he got arrested in the first place. Like I had a warm glow in my lower intestine because I was thankful that finally something will shut him up, maybe, possibly. But I just don't see him getting 41 months. I don't see him getting really any time at all, just like Jussie Smollett ended up getting off. You know, we haven't heard much about that. Whatever they did, he just didn't get what he deserved from the damage that he caused. And I think they're going to come to the rescue of this gay black man who is so-called married to a white man as well.
Well, Shamika, Dre, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Harmony.
Up so divided, stop fighting and stand tall. We used to be a nation, one united. Now we're headed for downfall. God, let your light shine down. What we need more than anything now, harmony. Let's make a simple vow. Let's come together now. Harmony. Put all your weapons down. Love one another now. Time for us to wake up. Choose love, my sister, my brother.